Welcome home, family and fellow citizens of the African Order. I'm here with another video, and the topic of this discussion is, can white people be restored? You know, right now I have a 1974 Chevy Impala and a 1990 Cadillac Fleetwood Brougham. And inevitably, whenever I take either one of these cars out, I'm always stopped. Somebody always got to stop me and tell me a story about an experience they had with a car just like this. It's their dream car. It's a car that their father had took them in. And it's getting to the point where I'm used to strangers just walking up to me, and I know they're going to get ready to tell me something about either one of these vehicles. I had a guy stop me, tell me that his father used to have a car just like that. How him and his brother used to sit in the trunk and watch TV when they was out camping. Because man, me, my brother, and another guy we was little kids all sitting in the trunk, and those trunks are big enough to hold three, four kids. I had a homeless guy trying to guess the year of my Cadillac. When I told him, if you can guess the year, I'll give you $1. He was just asking for some change. I said, I'll give you $1 if you can tell me the year. He ran around to the back of my car, looked at something, and came back and said, 90. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm sitting in my Cadillac one day. Three people come out the grocery store, and I'm sitting in the driver's seat. And they start walking around my car, just circling. And I'm like, do these people see me sitting here? And they just looked at the car. It's all over, looking through the window, everything. And I'm like, but I know what they're there for. One guy trying to guess the year, another guy trying to guess the year, and the sister, she was like, no, 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 no. That's a 8990. That's a 8990. I said, you know what? She right. She said, I knew it. I knew it. My daddy took me everywhere in that car. I know that car. Whenever I drive these cars out, it people come to me and they tell me stories, and it shows the love that we have as a people. And when we are not bothered, when we're not being oppressed, that love that we have, it comes to the surface. And I see it all the time, you know, and it made me think, at what year could we go back to when white people had this type of love? When you saw them, you just wanted to gather around them, not because of fear or whatever, but because you loved them and you wanted them around you. And when I thought about it, there is no time, and it's not sad. It's just their natural state of being. They've never evoked love, fear, camaraderie, no matter where they went. So I don't feel sympathetic for them whatsoever. You know, and when you look at white people as a whole, I'm speaking about white people as a whole, not a white person. White people as a whole, they've never done that. And and when I think about it, now what year could you go back to find a time when masses of people love whites? There is none. And the reason why, because it just don't exist. You could have Corvette clubs, you could have motorcycle clubs, you could have all type of vehicle clubs where people just have fond memories of these manufactured items, and it's all centered around love. But if you had whites that had a club, it would all be centered around hate, you know. But don't be a slave, scared. Name me a year that everybody loved whites. Name me a year when they were when you welcomed them just out of just pure love. Just come on over here, Bill. Come on over here, Bill. And Bill wasn't coming to take anything from you. There isn't. You know, just there's been no year. You know, because you definitely wouldn't start with the 2021 year of model white people, where they just passing laws, making it legal for you to use your car to run into a crowd of protesters. If you see them protesting on the street, you could you and they riding, you could take your vehicle and run through them and kill them, and it'll be legal. Would this be the model year that people would got? No. You couldn't even go back to the '60s. They had just got through killing Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, so you wouldn't go back to that year. Where they had legalized discrimination. They could tell you to your face, I don't want to rent to you because you're black. I don't want to serve you because you're black. I don't want you drinking out this water fountain or using the bathroom simply because you're black. You got to go a mile or so down the road. What year would you go back to? Even in 1776 during the Constitution, you break any law. These white people said, you break any law, you go right back into slavery. 1865, even when the whites freed slaves. When whites freed slaves and let them go, would you go back to that year? No, because these same white people made it illegal for you to be on the streets without a job. So there is no year that you could go back to and find where the world embraced white people. And the sad part about it is, well, like I said, it's not sad. Let me rephrase that. It's just a constant state. The thing is, the further you go back, the more evil they get. They're the only race of people on the planet that the further you go back in time, the worse they get. No other people on the planet suffers that but them. You know, if you manufactured a vehicle and it was defective, and once you found the defect, it was just too problematic or too time consuming or money consuming to continue, you would scrap that vehicle. It's just defective. We never could get it done right, and we had to just scrap it. White white people should be in the same category, but we still continue to follow this model. Not only follow it, but let it lead us. When are we going to stop this nonsense? When are we going to stop this foolishness? You know, you cannot continue to let these defective, naturally unnatural people not only associate with us, but lead, educate, employ, govern over us. When does it stop? Because the defect can't be fixed. There's not a point in time that you can look back and see that it ever was fixed. This is their natural state. We got to get rid of these and just scrap it and start remanufacturing our own people. But before I conclude this video, let me say this. There's no evidence of love for whites. The only emotion they ever evoked is either fear or hate. Only a coward or a slave will continue associating with these likings. As a people, this model should have been scrapped years ago. We have greatness, as a people, and it was taken from us by whites. Remove them, and we can restore our people to our present, our past glory. Only we can restore our people, not the sons and daughters of our oppressors. I'm going to end this video here, and if you like it, please share it. And if you like the content, consider subscribing to this channel. And with this video, as with all my videos, it is for the complete liberation of my people, and I'll see you in my next message. Ashe.